HP TouchPad, and it's $4.99 for 16 gig. It goes on sale in July. And what we're looking at is an interface that is very familiar, but let's start with the design. In a way, the touchpad kind of reminds us of the original pre-phone because you have the all glossy back, and that's not necessarily a good thing because, as you can see, it smudges up quickly with fingerprints. I mean, the design itself is attractive, but it's also fairly heavy and a little bit thick compared to competing tablets like the iPad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. So if you stack them up, you can really see that there's a difference, and you notice it in your hands too. So the design is fairly solid. It's just you're going to notice the weight, and it just seems like the competition has moved on in terms of delivering thinner and lighter designs. What we do like about the design is that it's fairly ergonomic. All the buttons are where you would expect them to be. You have the volume controls up here. You have the power up top. You have a little microphone right there, and you have the headphone jack. On the left-hand side, you have a little bit of an excuse for the girth because HP crams in 2 stereo speakers that are powered by Beats Audio, and we're going to give you a little bit of a sound test with that. And up front, you have a front-facing camera for video chats and a home button. A lot of people don't like the fact that Honeycomb tablets, or most of them, don't have physical buttons, so we're glad that this one has a home button, even though you're not necessarily going to use it. So we're going to show you what the interface looks like, and the reason why you don't necessarily need it is because you can just swipe up from the bottom of the display, and you're automatically back into the activity card view, and this is really your desktop for multitasking. But you can also use the button. The button also comes in handy if you want to take screenshots. You can actually hold the top button and the home button at the same time. So it's a nice little trick, and it's something that we definitely appreciate. But as far as the interface goes, what's new with webOS 3.0? I mean, there's some definite advantages here versus other platforms. One that we like is handles. So if you go into an application like email, you'll see that at the bottom of the screen you have these 3 little lines. And what you can do with that is that you can drag it to the left, so you can see more of your content. And if you drag it again, you can see even more. You can see that there was a little bit of a lag there. But overall, I mean, we think it's a pretty good design conceit, and we think a lot of developers are already taking advantage of this. We saw it in the USA Today app. And again, just to go back to your desktop, you can just swipe up. The other thing that we like about the interface is the way that HP handles notifications. So if you go here, you can see that we have our email, you have the music playback controls, IM here, and that we have a software update available. So this is never really in your way. It's just there if you want to just go through stuff. And what we like particularly about the email is that you can actually, if you can see that we're just sort of skimming through our updates, and that's how you also dismiss them. And you have another option here to just look at all of your settings at once, including the Wi-Fi and brightness. So everything is pretty much within easy reach, and I think HP deserves a lot of credit for that, for the touchpad. So, one thing that is pretty neat with the interface also is that you have stacks. And what that means is that if you have 2 open applications or 2 open windows within the